Hey guys, morning. How you doing? Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast, where we discuss full potential, happiness, success, living a life of freedom, and becoming your best self. Understanding that happiness is the ultimate goal and that freedom is the way to access your best abilities and your best capabilities to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. A life of location, time, and options. Nothing is more powerful, because I think it was one philosopher who said that. I don't know if it was Aristotle who said that, or Einstein who said that all paid jobs absolves and degrades the mind. And that's a powerful thing. I often say to my friends that, look, nobody went to a 9 to 5 in the days of the Bible. I believe in God. I don't tell people what to believe in. I believe in Jesus. I don't tell people what to believe in. I don't have the religious discussion, but that's my belief system. So as you read the Bible, then those stories have nobody going to a 9 to 5 job. And there is something about it, especially where it is going these days. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about your path, your destiny. And sometimes we're so consumed in what other people are doing, and sometimes we compare ourselves, which is natural because we want something to measure up against. But the question is, who do I model, or what is the perfect model out there for success? And it is that question that we want to explore this morning. So look, while there are certain principles, there are the solid principles, like there is in everything else. There's a science of it, how things are done, like how the weather works, how we get rain, how night and day operates. It is a system, it's a format. It holds through all the time. It works that way. The things that happen in our car engine for it to work, the things that happen for us to get electricity, the set of things that happen for our phones to work, and for me to come through to you on this podcast, it is standard. It is a system. It's not an art, it's a science. So it is not a tweak this tomorrow morning. While there are variation, there are certain principles and rules. And so is success. There are certain solid principles if you're going to have a sustainable level of success, wealth, happiness, whatever there is. So there's a work ethic, there's a mindset, there is the numbers, the maths of it, there is the strategies of it, there is a focus of it, there is a hard work of it. All those things rolled in together. All those things are what are kind of standards, because everything has its fundamentals. So they are the fundamentals of success. But what I want to tell you is that you don't have to do it how they do it. In other words, once you have the fundamentals, like you're doing online marketing, for example, once you have the fundamentals of, you got to reach people through email, you got to get a list, you have to have a way to get attention, you have to have a way to gain like and trust. But you may sell a high ticket item, some other guy might sell a mid ticket, some other guy might sell a low ticket, some other guy might be selling downloads, some other guy might be selling software, another guy might be doing e-commerce, a physical product, another guy might be doing a digital product, another guy might be doing coaching programs. There are different ways to do it. And even if you're not online, another guy is selling cars. You might sell cars by setting up a shop and putting it in a nice location, and you bring people to the shop. Another guy might be doing it through his website. Another guy might be doing it through referrals. I had one insurance guy come to me one time, and he's selling through referrals. So whenever he's selling, he says that, do you know any other person that would be interested in this? And maybe you would want to tell them about me, or you have 2 other recommendations you could give me who would use this. And he would do that referral, and that would open up gates for him. So people have different methods. I'm just trying to tell you that you don't have to copy somebody's model. You might need to emulate it, but you don't need to copy it. Once you have the fundamentals, once you know what type of person you need to become, you don't have to fit in with everybody else. And I'll show you a perfect example of how one of the people who we look up in our era kind of break it down, and that's Steve Jobs. He never invented the telephone. The cell phone was around long before Steve Jobs. But he designed a phone that everybody's up onto. I don't have an Apple phone. I'm not big on Apple. But you can see what he has done in the marketplace. It's the same phone, but he did it differently. So you don't have to always, and there's something that he said that was powerful. That is one of the powerful sayings that goes around regarding you don't have to do it how everybody else's did it. And when I'll just take a break and get this message from our sponsors, and I'll be right back with you, and I'll break down that Steve Jobs statement for you and kind of show you how it applied to your life. It might be very instrumental and helpful to you. So come back with me. Just a short break. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. So I was talking about you not having to do it how everybody else did it. You trying to add your own uniqueness, your own voice, and your own creativity to something that's already proven, to a bigger concept that's already proven, like e-commerce, like drop shipping, like digital product. We know that these things work. We're not trying to create a whole brand new thing, like the cell phone with Steve Jobs. We know that the cell phone is needed. It has a market, but it's a matter of putting your own spin on it. And you know, something Steve Jobs said, it is widely circulated, and it is very powerful, not only to let you know that you don't have to do it how they do it, but also to empower you to understand that not because you are not there in terms of notoriety yet doesn't mean you cannot step away from the crowd and add your spin to it and get there. So Steve Jobs says, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round peg in square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, you can disagree with them, you can glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is to ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may say they are crazy, we see them as geniuses. And because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. So dare to be crazy, dare to be different. You don't have to do it how they do it. You could probably get into the performing arts and you could talk your song, or you could have half of your song that you talk and half that you sing, and you could find a new spin on it. And you could change up the beats and all that stuff. You're still singing, still music, but you have your own fit on it. And they may say you're crazy, like they say Kanye West is crazy, and like they say Michael Jackson is crazy, and everybody else. But understand that you can be a misfit. You can go the road less traveled and still get to the destination. So you're not changing the vehicle. You might have to change the strategy and the methods. But what I'm saying, don't so much be hooked on a perfect blueprint and plan. Be hooked on the fundamentals and believing adding your own creative elements to it. So train your gut, trust your gut. Train your gut and trust your gut. And believe in your path and go for what you want. Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure coming to you. See you on my next podcast. Thanks.